On the score table at your local basketball stadium, you'll see an arrow. This is called the possession arrow, and during the game it will indicate which team is to get the ball. It points in the direction the team is trying to score. A game of basketball is started with a jump ball, where neither team is entitled to it. Once a team gets the ball, the possession arrow is changed to indicate that on the next occasion the other team will get the ball. If the ball is knocked out of bounds on a jump ball, the same principle applies. Whichever team gets to throw it in, the other team gets the possession arrow. The most common example during a game is a held ball. In this video, you'll see the referee in green call a held ball, which is when two opponents equally contested. He looks to the score table to work out which team is to get the ball. Once it is inbound, the possession arrow changes. This also happens if the ball gets stuck on the ring. Sometimes during a game, after the held ball, there will be a violation or a foul. Here we see the held ball, and the possession arrow indicated yellow was to have the ball. However, on making the throw in, the yellow player violated, so green will get the next possession arrow. If there is a foul called during the throw in, the possession arrow does not change. The second, third and fourth quarters of basketball are not started with a jump ball and instead are started by a throw in. Which team gets to throw it in is determined by the possession arrow, and once the ball is in, the possession arrow is changed. In higher level competitions, a shot clock is often used. What this means is that the offensive team has 24 seconds in which to attempt a shot, and if they don't, the other team automatically get the ball. The shot clock is a separate clock to the scoreboard and will either be on the backboard or perhaps on the back wall. The shot clock is not started until a team gets possession or control of the ball. If we watch this jump ball, the clock does not start until number 12 has control. So there's a couple of seconds where the shot clock is not running. This is quite common. Again, until 44 caught the ball, the shot clock did not start. After a basket is scored, the shot clock resets to 24 seconds because the new team will have that time in which to make an attempt to score. We watch here as the shot goes in, the shot clock on the backboard resets. However, it does not start again until number 9 has caught the ball. If you are operating the shot clock, the most important thing to remember is that any time a referee blows their whistle, stop the shot clock. If the same team is to get the ball, then the shot clock will not reset. The first example was when the defense knocks it out. Here it's a held ball, but green gets the ball back because they have the possession arrow. Here we have an example where a double foul has been called. The same team will get the ball back. If there are less than 24 seconds left, then the shot clock should be reset and not run. You reset the shot clock, which means it goes back to 24 seconds, at times when the referee tells you to. Here the ball came on the court and you can see the referee gives a signal twirling their finger in the air. This is your sign that the shot clock should be reset. Another example is if the ball is deliberately kicked. Again, we can see the referee give the reset sign on this slow motion video. There's the sign for you to reset the shot clock back to 24 seconds. Once a shot is taken, you reset the shot clock. It should be reset as the ball hits the ring, but you don't start it running until a team has control of the ball. Here is an example where the rebound is contested. You can see the shot clock was at 22. An error must have occurred here. It should have still been at 24 because the shot was taken straight away. On a turnover or change of control, the shot clock resets. On a foul, the shot clock also resets. You should stop it when the umpire's whistle blows and then reset it when they indicate there's a foul. Similarly, if there is a violation and the other team gets the ball, the shot clock resets. A couple of situations that might occur with the shot clock that we should look at. Here you see a number of shots being taken, but the ball is not hitting the ring, so the shot clock should not be reset. In this example, the shot clock goes off while the shot is in the air. However, it then hit the ring, so it is play on. The clock should be reset as soon as it hits the ring. In this example, the shot clock was not reset to 24 when it should have been, and then goes off during play. If this occurs, simply tell the referee that there was an error and they will have the shot clock reset. Here, the offense shoots, the shot clock expires, but the defense gets immediate control of the ball, so it is play on. At under 14 level, there is a variation of the shot clock. The 24-second count does not start until the ball is in the front court, which is the end of the court the team is trying to score. This gives the younger players longer to try and attempt a shot. It's not in the front court until both the ball and both feet have touched the front court. So here you see that 44 stepped across and then back, but the clock did not start until he was fully in. If it's a pass, it starts as soon as it's caught in the front court. Every stadium will have a scoreboard, although they do look different from place to place. Basketball is played in 10-minute quarters and the clock runs down, as you can see here. The scoreboard will also have an area to indicate the score, which is at the bottom on this scoreboard, and to indicate the number of team fouls. The controller boxes vary widely, and you should speak to someone at the local association to find out how to use theirs. At the start of the game, the clock starts once the ball is tapped. The referee signals this by chopping their arm down. When there's a score, it goes up on the scoreboard. Hopefully in the game of basketball you're watching, someone will score. When they do, the umpire will signal how many points need to go up. That was a 2-point shot, and the clock keeps running. Here is a 3-point shot. Again, the clock keeps running and 3 points go up on the scoreboard. There the referee signals 3 points made. Many times during the game, the ball will need to be thrown in from the sideline. The clock starts once the ball is in the control of someone on the court. Here we see the clock starts once the yellow player has the ball. It stops when the violation is called. The situation's a little different on free throws. At various times during the game, the umpire will award foul shots or free throws to a player. They've called a foul, so the clock stops. The clock starts once someone on court has touched the ball. Here the player is taking one shot and makes it. The clock still does not start. Once the ball is thrown in, then the clock starts. Violations happen quite commonly in a game of basketball. You'll see here the umpire blew their whistle, the clock stops. In many local competition games, they have their own timing rules, so check to make sure the rules we're talking about here are the fully timed rules. As the ball is thrown in, the clock starts when the ball is touched. Here we'll see yellow throw the ball in. At the end of the quarter, there will sometimes be dispute as to whether the shot was taken before or after the clock stopped. So you should be aware of how much time is left on the clock. Here we see the umpire signal the end of the quarter. In most stadiums, there'll be a 1 or 2 minute break between quarters, and this is put up on the clock. How the actual controller works for the particular scoreboards at your stadium may differ, so you'll just need to ask someone, how do I reset the time down to 2 minutes? Team fouls are also reset back to 0 at the end of each quarter, and timeouts are reset at the start of the second half. A new quarter starts with a throw-in, and the clock starts once the ball is touched in court. See on the scoreboard here, it now shows we're in the second period of the game. One of the busiest jobs on a score bench is filling in the score sheet, or being the scorer. Every time someone scores a basket, you need to put that down on the sheet. This was a 2-point basket. So for Team A, you cross the 2 points off and you write the number of the player that scored next to it. Here, a 3-point shot is attempted and goes in. On the score sheet, once the referee shows 3 points, you add 3 to the score and put a cross. You write the player's number and put a circle around the player's number. Here, number 12 scored 3 points. Fouls are where there is illegal contact. The referee will tell you what foul has occurred. Their fist going up in the sky shows that it's a foul. To record the foul on the score sheet, you find the player and you put P under the number of fouls that they have. A player can have up to 5 fouls. Sometimes during a game, a person that is shooting is fouled and is then awarded free throws or foul shots. Here, they scored the 2-point basket, were fouled, and get 1 more free throw, which is a chance to make 1 point. Let's see if he can make the shot. He does. So you've got to record the foul, the fact that he had 1 shot, and the fact that he scored 2 points. The referee will tell you each of these things when they signal it. 2 points, number 10, fouled, 1 more shot to come. You put P1 to indicate the foul and that 1 shot was awarded. You put 6 and the score of 2, and the foul shot is made, which you signify by a black dot, and again, the number of the player. Here, the foul was on someone shooting, but they did not make the shot, so they will get 2 free throws. The entry on the score sheet is quite similar. This time, next to number 10, you put P2 to indicate 2 foul shots were awarded. We're also updating the team fouls at the top of the sheet. In this example, a 3-point shot was attempted, missed, so that the person will now get 3 free throws. You signify that by writing P3. Of course, if they make any of the foul shots, you would indicate that with a black dot. We now have 4 team fouls shown at the top of the sheet. If a player fouls and it is the team's 5th foul in the quarter, the other team will automatically get 2 shots. You indicate that by putting P2. However, we don't put any more team fouls. We just know that there's more than 4 being committed. If a player commits 5 fouls, then they are out. They cannot play for the rest of that game. As scorer, you need to tell the referee that a player has 5 fouls, and of course you put the foul on the score sheet. In this example, it's P2 because foul shots were also awarded. There's some other things that may need to be put on the score sheet during the game. Here we have a technical foul being called on a player. This may have been for swearing, for instance. It results in the other team getting 2 free throws and possession of the ball. You show it on the score sheet by writing T2 next to the player's name. Sometimes a bench technical foul is called. This is for behaviour by someone on the bench other than the head coach and results in the other team getting 2 shots and possession. The foul goes against the coach and is written as B2. This is not a team foul, so we don't need to put it up the top of the sheet. A technical foul against the coach themselves similarly results in 2 foul shots and possession, and on the score sheet it goes against the coach and is written C2. If a coach has 2 technical fouls, they will be ejected from the game. A disqualifying foul is one called where a player is unduly rough. It may not happen very often, hopefully it doesn't. If it does, you record it on the score sheet with D2. Again, the other team is getting 2 foul shots. This is a team foul. A double foul occurs if 2 players foul each other at the same time. Again, it's not a common occurrence, but it may happen in a game you're doing score table for. You put the same recording against both players. You show the double foul with PC, and this is put against both players. We've only shown one on this score sheet. An unsportsmanlike foul is sometimes called if a player does not make a legitimate attempt to actually get the ball when making contact. Again, the other team gets 2 shots and possession of the ball, and this type of foul is shown U2 on the score sheet. And again, it's a team foul, so you need to update the tally at the top of the score sheet. During a game, the referees will use a lot of different signals to indicate to players, coaches, and people on the score table what is happening during the game. It can be quite confusing when you first see all of these symbols being used by referees. However, in this section, we'll take you through some of the most common symbols so that you'll know what to expect when you see them. First, let's look at scores. That's 2 points made. 3 points attempted and made when the second hand goes up. Now let's look at fouls. The arm in the air indicates a foul when it's a clenched fist. This is a foul on number 8 for pushing. Foul. This time 2 shots is to be awarded to the other team. This foul is on number 10 for blocking. 3-point attempt, foul, and then 3 foul shots are awarded. Again, the foul is on number 10, this time for illegal use of hands. This foul just results in the other team getting the ball from the side or baseline. Here a technical foul is called, which may be against a player, a coach or the bench, and is most commonly called for bad language or dissent. This is another example of a technical foul being called against the bench, resulting in 2 shots and possession. Here the referee has called a foul, and it's a disqualifying foul. The player is immediately ejected from the game. The other team gets 2 shots. This signal indicates a double foul where 2 players have fouled at the same time. The referee will give both numbers indicating what foul each player committed, and in this example, it becomes a side ball for one of the teams. This is an unsportsmanlike foul, which will also result in 2 fouls, shots to the other team, as well as possession. This is a team control or offensive foul. It means a player of the team that had the ball committed a foul. Violations are things that happen in the game that mean the other team will get the ball. Here, it was probably the ball just went out of bounds. On this one, the player with the ball travelled. Here, an over and back violation was committed. This is an illegal or double dribble. There are also some timing violations that may occur. 3 seconds in the keyway, the other team gets the ball. Here the referee is counting the time. 8 seconds in the backcourt. The team has to get the ball across halfway in 8 seconds or the other team get the ball. That's a 24-second violation. They didn't get the shot off quick enough. In a game, coaches will call for substitutions where they want to swap players. The player must ask the bench, and then any time the referee blows their whistle, the bench hits the horn to indicate to the referee that a substitution has been requested. The substitution should not come on the floor until asked to by the referee. Here we see the score table asking for a sub by crossing their arms. The player comes onto the court when asked by the referee. A coach may want to take the player out that is taking some free throws. The player coming in should ask for the substitution from the score bench. And then if the shooter makes their last shot, the substitution will occur. Or, as in this example, there is a violation after the last shot, the substitution can occur. In a fully timed game, in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, you can also have a substitution after a basket by the opponent. This is because the clock stops after every basket in a fully timed game in the last 2 minutes of the final quarter. Timeouts are a coach's opportunity to talk to their team. A timeout goes for 1 minute and the coach must ask the score bench for the timeout. Whenever the referee blows their whistle or after a basket, the score bench will indicate to the referee that a timeout has been requested. They do this by giving the timeout signal. You will then see the referee tell the players that a timeout has been called and the 1 minute starts now.